Hi, I'm Jared.
I'm Kate.
And this is Speaking Of.
It most certainly is.
It hasn't changed one bit.
But you've missed us, right?
Terribly so.
Better.
The whole internet has noticed we've been away.
I know, that's what all the tears are for. So, I have to start out by letting Cameron and Sophie know that your day is coming. Don't worry. Your time will come. Producer has apparently been producing behind our backs. And
wow!
I know.
We should have had new content for months.
Scandal. He's been producing behind our backs, so he'll get to you. Don't worry.
It is a coming.
So the other thing I wanted to tell you about is my new responsible self-destructive habit.
Yay, because there's not a better habit than a self-destructive one. That's what I want to go.
At least I'm being responsible about it.
If you're going to have a vice, then let it be self-destructive.
It's the Coca-Cola.
Oh dear. Really? Just now?
It's been a problem.
Just lately?
Just in the last couple of weeks. In fact, this morning,
Oh
I stopped at the McDonald's because,
no.
Well, first of all,
and they're like, you want Coke for breakfast?
Actually, speaking of Coke for breakfast, the only time, because, I always used to think, these people that would have sodas in the morning, that's so strange, right?
Right.
Well, so then, now here I am, right? Well,
how the shoe is on the other foot now.
The only time that I've ever gotten to look for it was when we were in Australia, and I asked for a Coke with my breakfast, and she was like,
we don't do this on that continent, or on this continent.
She pretty much was like, American, yeah. Anyway, so Studio W is under a refresh.
Oh yeah, that's
and
right.
Clearly that's a work term.
So when the ceiling starts falling on our heads.
Right, if you hear some noises. So we have no kitchen. The kitchen's in the living room, and you really can't cook in the living room because, I don't know why they didn't plug it in. At any rate, the hubs can't fix me breakfast anymore, so I'm having to fend for myself, and clearly...
Why not go to McDonald's and have Coke for breakfast?
Although, for most of the time, I go to the deli at work, and I did say to the other day, because I walked in...
Was Troy Trojan working?
He was, but... Troy Trojan wasn't the one that did this. The other guy, whose name I need to learn.
We need to just give him a name.
Anyway.
We do it with everyone else.
It's true. So I went in and so I ordered a breakfast sandwich, right? So they just send the order on. Well, then I hear the guy yell, "Is this for Kate?" Because he knew I was there. And I was like, "Yep." And he's like, "A little bit of mayo, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I said,
just a little.
So I said, "It gets a little awkward when I go home." And I'm like, "Well, the guy at the deli knows how I like it." Anyway, so today, instead of going to the deli, I went to the McDonald's and I got myself a Coke, and as the guy handed me all this stuff, I said to him,
"Wow,
I can't believe you're feeding my Coke habit," and he really didn't understand what I was saying.
That is sad.
I was trying to be funny, my Coke habit, and...
I think Coke was like the drug of the 80s or something. I don't know.
It was.
What do the kids call it nowadays? It was, not that we know.
What did she say? What's her face from Golden Girls did cocaine?
Oh yeah, Blanche.
Blanche from Golden Girls did cocaine, Dad. Blanche did not do cocaine.
All right.
Anyway, well, we're going to have to get a higher rating because of our drug references now. Sorry.
We are. Oh,
Cameron and Sophie better be in bed by now.
That's right. They usually are, because from what we understand, but that's a story for another time. Anyway. So speaking of McDonald's.
Speaking of McDonald's.
This is a fantastic story. And when I was going to tell this story, I wasn't going to say that it was at McDonald's, but I think we can...
I think it's time.
I think it's time, but I want to see if this person will come forth hither.
Yes, please comment if this is
So
you.
I'm going to be referring to the person as the person, and we'll hope I don't make any pronoun slip-ups.
Well, I think that we should just give this person a gender and a name.
Okay. His name is...
Julio. I love the name Julio. I didn't even meet the guy.
That's right. It's Julio.
Julio!
I think we had named him Julio. I want to say so.
We named him something
we
else.
We did. Maybe it was
Julio's
Hector.
Better.
It's Julio Hector.
I think Hector Julio. Anyway, Julio.
Anyway, Julio for short. So I was going home. I'd had a family party, dropped some people off, kind of tired, not really wanting to cook, as so often many of us are.
I always am.
Yeah. So do I want fast food? Okay, I'll go to McDonald's and hit the drive-thru.
It's a breakfast-only place for me.
So I go in, and I'm to the point where I'm picking up my food. That Julio informs me it's going to be a minute, and he shuts the window, and I can see him kind of eyeballing me. Now,
when
don't I get eyeballed?
That's right. Let's be honest. Anyway.
So he's looking at me, and I'm kind of getting ready because he's, younger guy, and typically when this happens to me, it means it's a former student or someone that was at a school where I work, you know, something along those lines.
Who's all grown up.
Yeah. So he opens the window and leans out the drink, and the first thing I get is, do you work at Guitar City? Which, speaking of Guitar City...
That'll be the day!
We need to go on a mission, because I want to see my doppelganger or whatever.
I've decided there's no doppelganger. He just visits there a lot and assumed that that's where he saw you.
Maybe so. Yes, because that's true.
Because everybody only gets one doppelganger.
And I've had mine.
I know you... Actually, no, you have two.
Who's my other one?
We'll discuss it later.
Ah!
One of them's a cola and the other one's a crab.
Both can be contagious. Anyway.
Colas?
Yeah, colas.
Carry on.
So yeah, so I get the Guitar City. No, I'm sorry, you must have me mistaken with someone else. And I think, you know, that's gonna be it. And so he goes back in and he's still looking at me while, you know, putting the bag together. He leans the bag out and I take a hold of the bag. Do you have a YouTube channel? Why, yes, I do. And as he's doing it, he pulls the bag back in the window, to which my arm...
Because Jared ain't gonna let go of
I'm not letting go of my food. There's French fries in that bag. Do you have a YouTube channel? Why, yes, I do. Is it the one where you tell stories with that one lady? That would be the one lady in particular.
Hey, Julio!
Yep, that's the one. You guys are awesome!
Points for Julio!
Well, thanks. Thank you very much. So the sad part of this story is that it ended awkwardly. Like, I didn't know what to do.
Jared's like, do I give him
Do I give him an autograph? Do I give him a business card? I don't have any 8x10 glossies on me.
I know, we need to get those.
So yeah.
So Julio, if you're watching, please comment and tell us.
Get a hold of us.
Yeah, get a hold of us so that you can give us your schedule.
So that we can come stalk you. I mean, come over.
we would love to record on site.
Yes,
and,
yes.
You know, give you a little
because it was our first recognition, and that was a big deal. So
that led to
not the demographic either that I was quite planning on, but yeah.
Who were you planning on?
I don't know, old people.
Blanche
from the Golden Girls.
She's all hopped up. I know.
She does cocaine.
Speaking of the 80s.
Kevin, I thought I was going to be
speaking of cocaine. Well, the cocaine leads to the 80s. I do have to throw in, though, this is an old story that I won't go into, but I do want to point out that when I was with Beverly a while back, earlier in February, I actually got to use the phrase, she was talking about zip ties.
Oh, no.
As Beverly does. And I said, no lie, speaking of zip ties, I need to make a Valentine's basket for the hubs. And that's all I'm going to tell you.
That's good.
Anyway, so speaking of the 80s.
Oh, okay.
It was in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, is this going where I think it's going?
It sure is.
Oh, this will be even better because I can contribute.
I think so.
For yes, for a different perspective.
I was, as you can imagine, a student of the quarter.
Not only was she student of the quarter, she was Shamrock of the month.
That's right. I was.
Couldn't get it out with a straight face.
I know. We were the Shamrocks. What can I say? So anyway, I was back at this junior high recently with producer. My niece was having a concert there, a clogging concert, and I was like, okay, we're going to be there. I want to see, because Jared had informed me that the plaques had gone back up.
Oh, yes, they had gone back up. Boy, howdy had they.
Right, so I wanted to see mine in the flesh. So, producer and I had a plan, right? We're going to go in, we're going to go take the picture, right? Because it's going to be right there in the main hall. So you walk in. So when you walk in the front doors, you're in like this corridor, this main corridor, but that's not where the plaques were.
Yeah,
where the auditorium is. Well, no, the plaques are down the main hall that goes in front of the office, the main office, right? Well, they had the big metal grate down.
Well, and what's funny to me is they think people are just going to go through and run amok. I mean, I can see some students wanting to get in and do some things.
Well, I'm about to tell you why they have this blocked off. So they have it blocked off. Producer and I stand there kind of looking forlorn, like, ah. And then it was kind of funny how it happened. We both sort of look over at this staircase next to the metal grate, which we know comes out the other end.
I could have told you.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
So, well, we we both, because we're looking at the gate, and we're like, oh. And then we look at the stairs, and we both just look at each other like, oh. So we go up the stairs to the other main hallway, and there's another grate.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they had the common sense to put it up.
Right? So we were like, oh. And then producer, being the
breaking and entering type that he is,
just gives it a little pull, and it moves. So we stand there for a second, and he gets ready to pull it up, and he's like, are you ready? And I said, are we going to get in trouble?
Was it all like Indiana Jones, where you like grabbed your fedora?
Let me tell the story. This guy. So he starts pulling up, and I said, are we going to get in trouble? And he says, yes, you are. Nice. So he pulls it up, he's holding it up, and I've got to go under, and I'm thinking, he's going to drop it and let me just fry back there by myself.
Right in half.
Right? So I go under, then he goes under, we close it, and then these two like teenagers from the concert come out of some room, and we're on the other side of the gate, and I was like, I said, you saw nothing?
Awkward.
Please don't tell my mother, because of course my mother was there. Yeah. She's in the auditorium, doesn't know what's going on.
Doesn't know there's some breaking and entering happening.
Right? So we go down the hall, we're talking about how crazy it is that we're back in this place and it smells the same and it looks the same.
It never changes.
I know.
It just is
right?
so bizarre.
And the vinyl lettering above the classroom doors, it doesn't
It's
clean it up.
all the same. Yeah, no.
Those weren't there when we were there.
Oh, that's right.
But still.
But what, the best part, just as a side note, is, because I was there when they put those up, I was working there, and they cleaned like just that section of the wall. And so for months there was like this clean box with the lettering. It was hilarious. Anyway.
So we go back down the stairs and to the main, so now we're in the hallway that funnels into the main hall where the plaques are. And we're at the corner. And I do the math.
Hey, you kids!
Would you stop?
Sorry.
You weren't even there. Well, so we look around the corner and realize that if we go to the plaques, everyone in that main area can see us. Because
I hope you created a diversion.
Well, we were trying to figure out what we were gonna do when all of a sudden we hear, "Excuse me," and I was like,
"That's never a good sign."
No. So we turn, and here comes the head custodian from way back behind us, and I said, "Look,
we're not breaking and entering."
I know. I'm like, we just wanted to take a picture really quick, and then we were gonna go back around. I promise we weren't gonna do anything else. And he's like, "You're not supposed to be back here." I know. But here's me. The gate up there was open. You're not supposed to go through those.
When we jimmied it up.
I know. I said, but we just wanted to go take a picture of the plaque really quick, and then we were going to come right back. I promise we weren't going to do anything else. And he's getting closer and closer, and he's like.
And he is a interesting fellow.
Yeah.
So
he was nice. So as he gets closer, he's like, "Did you guys go here?" Yes, we did. And my Shamrock of the quarter is up there, and I just want to take a picture with. I want to get the picture with my plaque. So he's like, kind of besotted. All right. And so he's walking us towards her. Well, then he's talking about how we used to go there, and then producer is smart enough to name drop.
Because everyone knows your mother.
Right?
I'm in different districts, and everyone knows your mother.
So he's like, producer's like, yeah, our mom used to teach here. And he's like, oh, really? What was her name? Kind of like, yeah, right, whatever. And he says, Judy Jackman. Oh, the clouds have parted. All right. The man was like, I know her. We're like, oh, she's here. We'll take you to meet her if you want.
You can get her autograph.
Right?
She brought her 8x10s.
Oh, Ned doesn't leave home without them. So he not only walks us to the plaques and gives us the time to look for the name and helps us, get a little bit closer to take the photo, blah, blah, blah. So then producer's looking for his name because apparently he was Shamrock. I mean, by the time he went through, they'd give him to anybody, right? So I have to make mine special.
Well, I don't know if the criteria was the same back then. You could only nominate one person, and if you got nominated during your entire scholastic career there, then you were done. You had one chance to win.
Well,
one.
That's right. So anyway, we're looking for producer's name, and we can't find it, and he's like, well, I think that's the plaque that I just took down.
Robert.
Right? So he takes us into the back to go find the plaque that has producer's name on it. Dusts it off. Well, first of all, I have to say, we walk in and there's the two guys sitting on the couch back there, and he's like, you guys remember Judy Jackman? These are her kids. And they're like, we couldn't possibly care any less than we do right now.
Well,
they were newer, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, the ones, if I'm thinking of the right people,
they're like,
they would
whatever.
know.
So I've been telling people lately that,
right.
so after we take producer's picture with his plaque that's been cleanly dusted, but whatever. Then he leads us back through the office to get us to the other side of the grate, and then was going to camp outside and wait for my mom to come out of the concert so that he could accost her.
He wanted to say by 10.
Yeah. By the time the concert, because it started at 7, by the time it was done, I mean, Matlock was well over, and I think she was out of butterscotch discs, and I think she beelined it out of there. I don't know if he even got to say hello. I don't know. At any rate, I've been telling my friends lately that the words Judy Jackman are magical. In fact,
they are.
We were so a group of
It's true.
The group of the kids from church were going to go bowling the other night, and they wouldn't reserve a lane until the day of, so they couldn't reserve a bowling lane. And I said, just tell them it's for Judy Jackman. I'm sure they'll just kick everybody else out for you. I mean, those words. Magical.
Get you like that.
I'm telling you.
No, so speaking of the middle school, are we running overtime?
Are you still listening? Are you still paying attention? Have we still got your attention?
All right, I will just tell this real quick. That school is creepy and haunted.
And that's all you gotta know.
And that's all you gotta know. Because when I found your plaque originally, I was...
Did you hear my voice too?
No.
I would love to be haunting that school right now. Love it.
You have competition. No, I found it in the basement nether regions, and...
I don't even want to know why you were in the basement nether regions of the building.
Duh. Those are stories for another time.
To be fair, I think Jared kind of attracts those kinds of things.
I kind of do.
Because I'm pretty confident that if I had gone down there, nothing would have happened.
Alright, so I will tell this story at least this much. So you're in the auditorium, and unless you've been in the building or work in the backstage area, you wouldn't know this. So there's, I guess they would call it the wings, is the theatrical term. I don't know.
Sure.
It's up there where like you would go to put up the spotlights and whatever. So the custodian comes and finds me because, as Kate says, I attract these kind of things. And he's like, I found this ladder that goes up here, and I guess they've been putting the spotlights in from the other side of the stage or something.
Okay.
But in all fairness, it would be a pain in the butt to go up this ladder.
Was it a Jacob's ladder?
No. It was just a ladder.
Okay.
So he's like, I need to show you something. And I'm like, great. Because I'm already not thrilled. I've made it very clear that I do not even like to go in this basement. I don't like to, I mean...
Junior high school basements shouldn't even be built.
It reminds you of like where refugees or something would hide. And it's just bad news. And if there ever is a bomb, that's probably where you want to be.
Excellent. Good to know.
So anyway, so yeah, we went to the top of this ladder, and there's this lone desk and chair just there. So
that's where in-school suspension started.
Should have been hell. So at first I see it, and I'm thinking he's playing a joke on me, right? And so I'm like, but that would be a pain to haul that. Like, I'm trying to think in my head, how did he like lasso it over his shoulders and? Yeah.
Did you come back the next day and it was somewhere else?
No, but it was like old and dusty and you're like, what?
Was it like one of those old school desks?
Yes! It was just creepy.
I love it.
Wow.
I love it.
If this wasn't a comeback episode, I don't know what was.
Oh my. Yeah.
All right, we are going to wrap it up. We will be back.
Oh, we'll be back.
We will, because we got a lot to go on. I'm Jared.
I'm Kate.
See you next time.